Aloha! This video will walk you through the process of setting up a rubric. The rubric I will demonstrate is an analytic rubric using a point system for its scoring. To access the Rubrics tool, I'm going to select the More option from the lower level navigation bar on my course homepage. Then I will select Rubrics from the drop-down menu. From the Rubrics page, select New Rubric. The first decision you will need to make is to choose what type of rubric you are going to use, analytic or holistic. Analytic rubrics allow instructors to score learners using points on multiple criteria. It is the default rubric type for newly created rubrics. Holistic rubrics measure students' general grasp of a concept, marking their overall progress towards achieving assessment parameters. Holistic rubrics provide one criterion consisting of varying levels of activity achievement. Because I am using points and scoring students on multiple criteria, I am going to use the default analytic rubric with its scoring settings set to points. Lamakū will provide you with a default rubric set up with 3 criteria and 4 achievement levels. You will notice that there are a lot of editable fields on the rubric, and you can edit details like points, level labels, and criterion labels according to your needs. I'm going to switch over to my original rubric that I have 5 achievement levels and 5 criteria for. Notice that criterion have different point values. Analysis has 25 points while structure has 20 points, and I will show you how to set up your rubric for multiple achievement level values. If all of your criteria have the same achievement level structure and assigned points, you won't need to take additional steps of defining new levels and points. Toggling back to the Lamakū rubric, I'm going to give my rubric a title and then use the plus sign on either side to add another achievement level column since I need 5 achievement levels in total. If I want to delete an achievement level, I can select the trash can to get rid of a column. Because my analysis criterion is the only one that has this point scale from 0 to 25, I'm going to delete these additional criterion rows by selecting the 3 dots and Delete Row. If I need to add a row back, I can select Add Criterion at the bottom of the table. I intend for this criterion to be its own group, so I will relabel both the group and the criterion label to be Analysis. Now I'm going to define my achievement levels. I can choose to leave these labels as is or give them my own name. I'm going to label them Excellent, Good, Satisfactory, Needs Improvement, and Incomplete. Then I will assign point levels to each category. The highest level defines the maximum number of points for this criterion, so excellent needs to be 25 points, and the lowest level represents the minimum number of points, so incomplete needs to be 0 points. You'll notice that the total overall value for the row has also changed, which is now 25. After filling in the rest of the level titles and point information, I'm going to enter the level description for the analysis criterion. You may notice a section for initial feedback right under the level description, and that section can be used to give more detailed feedback, since the level description is supposed to be a general overview of what the achievement level means. I filled out the criterion category for analysis, but looking at my rubric, my next category is structure, which includes 2 criteria evaluated on a scale from 0 to 10 points. I'm going to select Add Criteria Group to make a new group for structure and add additional criterion row since I need rows for paragraph organization and flow. I can change the point values to 0 to 10 instead of 0 to 25 for this group. After filling out your rubric, you must fill out the overall scores section, which communicates a student's level of achievement beyond a numeric score. The default labels achievement by levels and points, and you can define these however you want to. I'm going to copy my achievement level categories from my rubric and then assign points based on 90%, 80%, 70%, and 0% levels, and I convert that into points. You have the option to add a description for each level if you want to. Next, select the Options drop-down caret to configure additional settings for rubric visibility, learning outcomes, score visibility, and more. When you are done editing your rubric, select Close at the bottom of the page. Your new rubric will show up in your rubrics list. Right now, the personal statement rubric isn't attached to an assignment or discussion. When it is attached, there will be a link next to its name. Note that when you start evaluating student submissions with a rubric, the rubric will be locked, and you won't be able to delete it from the rubric page. You will need to unlink the rubric from the Edit Assignment or Discussion page first in order to delete it. Assigning learning outcomes to rubric criterion is optional. You must have your learning outcomes set up before creating a rubric in order to see this outcomes option. Select the outcomes text at the bottom of the criterion title to open up a learning outcomes pop-up window. Check off the outcomes that apply to the criterion and save when you are finished. You will see the outcome connected to the criterion. If you are working with a rubric that assigns different point values to different criteria, you can also change the scoring type to custom points instead of points. The custom point approach also lets you redefine point values per criterion, but for this example, I just used the default point scoring because I wanted to use different criteria groups. Mahalo for watching.